Hey guys, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Friday video report. Listen, our jobs may be different, but I'm no different than you. I mean, there's parts of my job I love, and there's parts that I absolutely hate. Parts that I hate, chief among them, maybe number one right there at the top of the list would be dealing with moronic programmers who think they know more than me, the guy who created this site and this entire business up there in his head. And, you get programmers, they're a funny lot. A very funny lot. They really think they know more than the creative people like me. But I love when programmers do their crap. They tell you that something is done and they give it back to you. And you go and you look at the work and you go, it's half-assed. It's not even close to being done. And you feel like you're the guy that's cleaning up after the elephants, following them in the circus. That's what it's like dealing with the programmers that we've had over the past 10 years. Hate that part of my job. Hate the part of my job where I got to sit on conference calls for business related matters with different people, talking about or reviewing contracts. I mean, every time I get off a conference call, I keep telling myself, well, that's 22 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back again. Handicapping? Totally different. Love handicapping. I mean, tomorrow's Saturday college basketball card. What, 417 games? It'll take me less than 45 minutes to narrow down that card to 5 or 6 games. And then I have no problem. I will enjoy spending a couple of hours checking out beat writers, newspapers, etc., seeing what they have to say about every single team before I narrow that card down further for my best bet and then the free selections I'm giving you. I mean, listen, what do you think? I know all this stuff that I'm giving you off the top of my head? No, I do the research. Although, granted, I do actually know most of it off the top of my head. But a lot of the facts and figures I pass on to you, I also get from other sources online. That I love. The other part of the job that I really love, it's this part. I'm doing this video in the middle of the night. Nobody's home. My son's off in college. My wife's out gambling. Again. We should pause again. Um, and to me, I love going through the box scores and reading all the Associated Press game wraps of all the games. And it's funny, I come across some games sometimes where you just go, well, geez, what the hell happened in that game? And one of them happens to be a West Coast Conference game last night, Thursday night. It was Gonzaga at Pepperdine, and it was a game that I handicapped yesterday. I thought about pulling the trigger on Pepperdine, but didn't even use them as a free play. Should have. They were a 12-point home underdog against Gonzaga, and you look at the final score and you go, well, Gonzaga only won 78-76. My God, Pepperdine must have played a great game. And granted, this is a Pepperdine team that is a 15-point road dog, went to BYU a couple of weeks ago and won the damn game outright. And this was a huge game for the Waves, who have lost like 73 straight times to Gonzaga in this series. If you ask me tomorrow, it'll be 87 straight times. Not that there's any embellishment here in this business, huh? Anyway, so I'm reading the box score and I'm looking at the game wrap for that contest. The interesting thing about it, Gonzaga only arrived 15 minutes before tip-off for that game because they were stuck in traffic on the PCH. And they being Pepperdine, their head coach, agreed to delay the start of the game 33 minutes. So think about it. Gonzaga's players, you're late getting to the game. You literally, if you haven't gotten dressed on the bus, you literally, boom, in the locker room, get your uniforms off, talk about a pregame shoot-around, boom, you're on the floor and the game has started. Maybe that contributed to the fact that they were just miserable from the free throw line in that contest. Just 14 of 33. So you left at least 19 points on the floor. And if they were the front ends of 1-and-1s, you left even more potential points on the board. So if you won with Pepperdine last night, you certainly can credit yourself for a great pick. You can certainly credit the Waves for playing well, but perhaps you owe more to the fact that the PCH was backed up and traffic delivered the win for you last night. Okay, guys, one guy who does not need any excuses, who does not need anything, period, is Matt Rivers. My God, he won again last night. He did it again, third ever blank check NBA waived the rating release of his career, cashing in with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you got it as the half-price play of the day. Just like you got his winner on Davidson over UMass on Wednesday, just like you got his blank check winner on Golden State over Utah on Tuesday, just like you got his national title winner on Ohio State outright over Oregon on Monday night. They were all half-price play of the day releases. More importantly, they were all blank check waive the rating releases. And today, he has his 8th blank check winner in 8 days. Now, you shouldn't be surprised that he keeps pressing the button, and pushing it. This is a guy who went 10-1 with these plays in the month of October, and you got almost all, I think every single one but one of those at huge discounts, and you've gotten every single one of the past 7 days and 7 winners at huge discounts as well. And today, number 8 in a row, happens to be the 4th ever NBA waive the rating game of his career. Number 3 last night was Cleveland. Number 2 was Golden State 2 nights ago. And the very first one was Atlanta, a 4-point favorite over Washington by 31 points on Sunday. Number 4 goes tonight. More importantly, his 8th blank check winner in 8 days. And again, you get it for half price simply by using the coupon code MATT. Props going out to Gabriel DuPont, by the way, before I get to my free pick here. 2 nights ago, he hit with his Pac-12 total of the year with USC and UCLA going over the total, which you got for just $9. And then last night, his Pac-12 game of the year, Utah, a 5-point chalk rolling by 16 points at Arizona State, and you got it for just $22, saving $77 off the regular price. I have a text from him. I'm doing this video report, as I said to you, in the middle of the night. He says he's got something big going today. Check out the homepage. If he does, I'll give it to you at a discounted price again. Because the guy has made $10 bettors over 10 grand the past 7 weeks in all sports. He's made them over $7,000 just in college basketball alone since he joined the site less than a year ago. It was last year, February 1st, in fact. So make sure you check out the homepage for any other additional promos, discounts, etc. Interesting game there. Utah and Arizona State. I'd handicap that game. Arizona State started the Pac-12 season on the road, 3 straight games. They lost all 3. So Herb Sendek's team last night, they're playing at home where they had lost 1 game this season. I think it was in triple overtime against Lehigh, and had won something like 15 of their last 16 or 16 of their last 17 home games. Here comes Utah. Got off to a perfect start in the Pac-12. And I thought last night may be one of those trap games because Utah visits Tucson to take on Arizona on Saturday. Didn't bother the Utes at all, though, in this contest. They just hammered the Sun Devils, while Arizona, somewhat struggled a bit against an injury-riddled Colorado club. So that'll be a real interesting matchup in Tucson on Saturday night when the Utes come calling against the Wildcats. Now, in basketball tonight, there's nothing in college basketball really to talk about. I'm going to give you an NBA selection here. The Spurs are a 4.5-point favorite at home against the Portland Trailblazers. Now, the Blazers are coming off a 100-94 loss at home to the Clippers on Wednesday. Hey, they had won 13 of their previous 15 games. They're 2-0 so far in the season series against the Spurs, but both games Tony Parker missed. The best news for the Spurs is that Kawhi Leonard is listed as probable and he's been cleared for the game. However, Greg Popovich says that, they're like a look at how he does in the early morning workouts, etc. He's been out since, ironically, the last time these two teams met back on December 15th, which was a triple. No. Was that a triple overtime win? I think it was a triple overtime win by the Blazers in that one, 129-119. He had torn ligaments in his hand. Here's the irony, in the 15 games this season that he has missed, the Spurs are just 7-8. The irony is that even though he's missed all these games, he is still the team's number 1 scorer and number 2 rebounder at 15.2 points and 7.6 boards a game. I like the Spurs here. I know Portland is playing some good ball. Parker has not played well here of late, but with Leonard coming back, he is their best player. I think that certainly is a bonus here. My only thing is, and I say it all the time when I give you a free pick with the San Antonio Spurs, you can't read Greg Popovich's mind. You don't know if this guy is going to decide, this game we'll let Quality play, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Tim and Manu a night off. You just never know the thought process. If all things are being equal and Leonard's in the starting lineup and Duncan and Manu and Tony are all playing, I like the Spurs here tonight. But if you know the answer to that question, then you are a better person than me, and perhaps you either know Greg Popovich, you're married to Greg Popovich, or you have psychic abilities that you haven't told me about. But anyway, I do like San Antonio tonight, and that would be your free selection. Also looked at the game between the Dallas Mavericks here tonight. The Mavericks have certainly not been playing well. They did snap that losing streak with a win, but failure to cover in a 4-point triumph against Sacramento earlier this week. They're hosting the Denver Nuggets tonight. Problem is, you don't know as Rajon Rondo is going to be playing tonight. Not that he was playing well anyway, but with him being questionable for the game, I think if he was in the lineup, I would probably go with Dallas in this particular game, but again, very, very difficult spot. A couple other games I think are interesting tonight. The Clippers are an 8-point favorite at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers playing their third game in 4 nights. LeBron had to put them on his back again last night after losing in Phoenix in his return after an 8-game absence. Led them last night against a lousy Lakers team. True, it is not a travel situation. I mean, Lakers and Clippers, right? Both at the Staples Center. But the Clippers are getting up for this game. And I just saw Kevin Love again last night in that game. And I had the Cavaliers as well. So trust me, I'm glad that Love came back. But he didn't look good. He's not 100% healthy. And you're asking so much of LeBron in this particular game. So, maybe the Clippers minus 8 points is a consideration as well as one of your other games. I think one of the more fascinating games on the Friday night card is going to be the Atlanta-Toronto game. The Hawks are just incredibly hot. The Raptors are not playing well. I mean, they even struggled for a half against the Philadelphia 76ers the other night. And they had lost, I think, 5 out of 6 games going into that contest, which they won by 16 lengths, 16 to 16 and a half points. This is a real good matchup. These teams match up well. But the Raptors are now about the healthiest they've been all season. Wouldn't surprise me if Toronto pulls off the win. But again, your official free play is going to be the San Antonio Spurs. I wish you well, guys, and I will talk to you again on Saturday when we do this one more time.